and welcome to English Capsules. Today's capsule, Medio Tiempo. Get your coffee ready and let's get started.
Hello, everyone, again. Thank you for joining us one more time. Today, we wanted to speak about a topic which has been a trending topic this week, which is the halftime show in the Super Bowl last Sunday.
So, for those of you who don't know, the Super Bowl is like the finale of the NFL, that is the National Football League. And when we are referring to this sport in particular, we are referring to American football. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is like a really grounded game because I think that NFL is not played outside the United States. This year they have like brought some teams playing here to Spain,
Mm-hmm.
but like
They're,
professionally
they're
speaking, no
trying,
one
yeah.
plays outside.
I think they are trying to expand it a little bit more. It's like, but well, yeah, it's a game they have created, and it's a game that is played in the United States only. And well, what happens in the halftime show is that in the halftime of the game, they have a special guest, usually an artist who is going to perform, right? Uh, it's a singer, a band. And usually the people who go there are like very famous people. For example, we can speak about Rihanna, Beyonce, J-Lo, Shakira. So it's like many really famous people.
And
This is
also lately, this has been a show that transmits much more than music because lots of people have used it as a loudspeaker for up to this day, mostly personal things. Like we found out Rihanna was pregnant because of the Super Bowl show.
yeah.
So it's like a very big spotlight because this is like the most expensive show on television and it's the one that
Mhm.
gets more money. So making an advertisement in this halftime show is absolutely expensive. So like performing there is like the most
Yeah.
exclusive you can get, I imagine.
Everybody, the whole world is watching you. Everybody's watching you. So, particularly last Sunday, what happened is that the singer in charge of this Super Bowl halftime show was Bad Bunny, right? And it was very shocking, let's say, his performance because it was different from others. Of course, they are always really like outrageous. They have a backstage which is like worth watching. It's like a great show. But particularly this time because of what he did. He sang in Spanish, first of all. He didn't say a word in English. The only thing he said was VIP and the United States, which is something that is in one of his songs. Then he depicted through the scenario, let's say, he depicted many common scenarios in Latin America, like a guy selling coconuts in the street, a guy trying to buy gold, a couple. It's like the common thing that you would see if you live in Latin America.
I
So,
think not only if you live in Latin America, sorry. I think these are normal traits that people also have in the United States. Like if you go to find a gardener, the most likely is going to be Latino.
mhm,
The people who make your nails, who polish your nails, most of them are Latinas. So
mhm,
it's not just what you see when you are in Latin America, it's also what Latin America has contributed to the American culture,
mhm.
North American culture.
The United States, let's say. So, from those two perspectives, it was like, wow, he's doing something different. And we were watching it like really alert, and we were feeling already, I say we, my husband and I, we were watching it and we started to feel identified in a way like, look, this is what we see here. Oh, look, this is what happens. For example, there was a kid sleeping in two chairs. Like, this is what happens when you go to a party. And we have lived that as children. Like, okay, your parents, the rest of the family was enjoying the party because the party never ended, and you were sleeping in two chairs because you were tired. That was really common. So, and I was like, wow, it's like I felt identified with many things, and he kept on singing in Spanish. And that was like the milestone because it was the first time in history that someone sang only in Spanish and didn't say a word in English. So if you could see afterwards, after the halftime show, if you could see them, when they show the people in the audience, the Latinos were dancing, but the others, like the people from the US, were like really like serious, like they didn't know what they were watching. They didn't understand a thing. So it's like they felt left out in a way, I guess.
Um, I don't know, like if nowadays you can actually be left out because like through your children, through the internet, you are exposed to this music, uh,
Okay.
to call it some way because I really don't like it. So I think that probably they have heard this before. They probably wouldn't have expected this into this show in particular.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
because remember, this is like football. So they were watching a football game. They didn't pay to see the halftime show. So probably if you had asked people about this, they would have chosen a different artist, most likely.
Sure.
Um, so I think that what happened in a way is that Bad Bunny, took away the American in the United States to show them that
Exactly.
America is a continent and that we are all part of America. They are one of the countries that is part of
In
it.
in fact, when he shows the ball, the football ball, he shows that to the camera, and it had words, an inscription, and they read, "Together we are all America," meaning you're not America. And this is my favorite part because this is a debate that I have always had with. First, I had the first time I remember having it was with a girl from the US, and she was like, it was an exchange program that she was here in Argentina, and she was saying that no, because in America we have this, in America, and I said, wait. I was like starting to get angry, and I said, wait, I am listening to you, but I cannot stand when you say in America we have, I am American too. And she said, no, you are Argentinian. And I said, no, because you're making reference, when you say America, you're making reference to a whole continent. Argentina is a country, the United States is also a country. And she was like shocked when I was saying that because it gives me the impression that the people from the US, they don't know this. It's like they call themselves American because they have always been called that. And they don't care about other countries. They don't know that it is a continent, you know? Um, and then this is the way I felt in that moment. And then as a teacher, I felt that one of my jobs was to teach this to my students, to make them see that. So whenever I have to teach, for example, I teach them, okay, here we have Brazil, they are Brazilian. Here we have Mexico, they are Mexican. Canada, Canadian. And then we have the United States. You can call them USA, US, whatever. And then the nationality is people from the United States. And they are like, no, but listen, how do you say estadounidense? There is not a name for that. And so I always bring this story, this anecdote to light, and I tell them, and they are surprised to see that the term American is deeply rooted in the people from the US. They don't have a nationality. Uh, and this is also very invasive, we could say, or weird, or whatever you want to call it. So that's why my favorite part was when Bad Bunny showed the ball, and that got me thinking about other people, not only all the countries that he meant, because he mentioned all the countries in the continent, But that got me thinking, when we studied literature at university, there was a poem by a guy called Langston Hughes. He was a black writer, and he wrote a poem called I Too Am America.
Ah,
Like,
yeah.
I am also part of this, you know? And then years later, there was a female writer. She was from Latin America. Uh, I think I took notes of her name because I didn't have it in mind. Julia Alvarez
Mm.
is her name. And she wrote an essay titled, I Too Sing America, meaning, hey, I am Latin American, so I am also from here. So it's like what this guy was doing, Bad Bunny, was to put a lot of emphasis on this. Like, we are all one thing.
I agree, and I think it was like very cool that he actually mentioned like all these countries, but not only mentioned them. You had the flags there. The dancers were clearly most of them Latins.
And he mentioned the countries in Spanish
Yes.
because the only country that was mentioned in English was the United States, which shows us another message. This is mentioned in English for the people there to understand that they are being mentioned.
So I think that like regarding his point, I think he clearly made a point out of it, like showing
Sure.
that this is also part of the United States. Because I was thinking of what you were saying about American, and I think it can go both ways. Like you trying to say that the whole continent belongs to you, but it can also be the other way. You have to let the continent in because we are also Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Exactly.
are also like nowadays, I don't think you have one country in the world where it's not a melting pot of cultures. Like countries are
Sure.
made up of people from all over the world. So it's
Mm-hmm.
so stupid to try to say this is in, this is out, because historically speaking, we have all mingled. So you can't deny the past ancestors. You can't deny that
No.
we are all made up of different cultures. So yes.
Okay, so this is our opinion on how we felt, but we also wanted to include some factual statistics, right? So, first of all, we have to say that many people watched this show, and this
It has
became.
been the most watched show in history up to date, right? Like up to
Mhm.
today, it has been the most watched halftime show.
Then, speaking about social media, we were reading that there were like 4 billion views across all the social platforms in the first 24 hours. Then, what else? Going to his music,
Uh,
there was an increase of, and listen to this number, okay, 470% increase in Spotify. And one last thing to wrap this up is to speak about how this has uh, had an impact on people trying to learn Spanish. And the thing is that Duolingo reported a 35% increase in new Spanish learners immediately after the performance.
I think that the message would be you may like him, you may not like him, you may not like his music. Like in our case, we don't like his music.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
But
but you
he
have to
made
recognize that he has made a point
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he has made sure that his performance had the impact that was necessary. Okay, do you have like any question for our audience?
Yeah, I was thinking that the question can be if they have seen it, how did it make you feel? Like, did you feel the same as us? Do you feel something different? And if you haven't seen it, I'm sure that you have seen it through the social media. So we invite you to leave a comment here below or in the English capsules with your opinion, uh, whether it is in English or in Spanish. We want to know.